New South Wales Farmers, and it's great to have a pre-Christmas chat about NBN.
Fabulous, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So look, one of the concerns that some of our members have is that with a lot of the students and uni students home for the Christmas break, will there be the capacity there to handle all this extra traffic from the regional areas?
So the best way to plan for the Christmas busy period is to check how you've got your in-home setup and your plan configured for your needs. So check with your provider what speed tier you're on. If you're on satellite, there's 12 megabits per second download and 1 megabits per second upload, or 25 megabits per second download and 5 megabits per second upload. And same with fixed wireless, as well as our 50 megabits per second download and 20 megabits per second upload. The higher speed tier, you select the more devices you can have on the service at any one time. It's also really important to think about the modem that you've selected. So have a look at the specifications to make sure that it's providing the best Wi-Fi service for your plan as well. Chat to your provider as well about what data packages you're on. So for example, we've recently doubled our plans to provide 300 gigabits per month as a maximum. And there's also things you can do to make the most of your off-peak data usage. So if you've got downloads or operating software upgrades that you need to do, you can schedule these to happen while you sleep so that you're making the most of your off-peak data usage. Things like if you Google scheduling or scheduler on either for your MacBook or for your Windows operating system, both have those kinds of applications that you can use so that you're doing your heavy downloading while everyone's asleep.
Yep. And so I suppose they should really be talking to their providers whether they can get a temporary upgrade over that peak period and then go back to their basic plan once it's over.
Absolutely, definitely something to chat about with your provider. See what plan you're currently on and whether it's has the data packages that you need, and look to upgrade if you choose to over the Christmas period. There are providers that offer month-to-month services, so without a lock-in contract. So that's something to think about to up your capacity over the Christmas break.
Right. During the Christmas period, if there is a environmental incident that causes outage, will the 1-800 number be still manned?
Absolutely. So we have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week network operations centre based in Melbourne that is constantly and continually monitoring the network from an operational perspective. So we bring in data from externally, so whether that's from Bureau of Meteorology, news updates, from police, emergency services, from across the board to prepare for an environmental incident, for example, for a cyclone, whether there's major storms, that kind of thing. So that's constantly being monitored across the network. And where there are any impacts to the network, we have contractors on site across the country 24/7 to respond to those when we need to.
That's great, because a lot of our members will be going into critical bushfire danger period.
Absolutely.
So that always sort of coincides with the holiday period. So it's great to hear that number will be manned through that period.
Absolutely, and there'll be a voice recording as standard, as we've had previously, where if there are any outages on the Sky Muster satellite, for example, there'll be a voice recording on the 1-800 number so that people can find out if there are any outages impacting their service throughout that Christmas period.
Right. When our members have a problem with outage or something like that, a lot of them are confused as to who they should contact in relation to it. You know, is it Telstra? Is it NBN? Is it Activate 8 or Optus or one of these other companies that's providing? So can you give some clarity on who they should actually contact?
Absolutely, it can be really confusing knowing who to go to when. The really short answer is it's always best to talk to your provider in the first instance. So NBN's a wholesaler, we act on the advice of our retailers. So whoever you get your bill from each month, speak to them if you have any kind of issues with your service. They'll be able to troubleshoot, determine whether it's in the retailer network or in the wholesaler network. And if it's something to do with the NBN network, they'll refer that on to us for us to investigate and respond to.
We had a member that contacted us in relation to receiving a text message from Telstra saying that they had to migrate to an NBN package because their copper line was being discontinued. When she contacted Telstra, they said that to ignore it wasn't in her area. Is there any way that we can have sort of coordination so that these problems don't occur in the future, that people get unnecessarily concerned about a service that will be losing that is not going to occur?
Absolutely. It can be really confusing with any kind of misinformation that's out there around the NBN. One of the best resources people can refer to is our website, www.nbn.com.au. There's a check your address function there where you can put in your address and then it will come up with whether you're in the build stage or whether you're able to order a service, or if a time frame for when you plan to be able to order a service. It's really important to be aware that for our fixed wireless and Sky Master satellite customers, the copper network is not being disconnected as part of the NBN network rollout. So if you connect to the NBN via our fixed wireless or Sky Master plans, your copper landline will not be disconnected as part of that NBN rollout. So for example, if you're in emergency prone areas, whether that be bushfire or power outages, where you're prone to power outages, it may be a consideration that you maintain your copper landline phone service and connect to fast broadband over the NBN fixed wireless or Sky Master. Something to consider. Everyone has different needs and concerns or values around their landline and broadband service. And it's just about finding the right plan and combination that suits you. And some great news for regional Australia and some information for regional Australians about the NBN is that we're launching a regional landing page on our website, nbn.com.au/regional, as of today, which has a lot of information targeted to regional Australians. So fixed wireless, Sky Master satellite users, and all of the information that they need to know about switching to the NBN in regional Australia. So we definitely recommend people check that out for more information about what concerns regional Australians when it comes to the NBN.